a guy from San Jose, and the engineer from Detroit. And we'd go to Canada. Cool. I spent 10 weeks in Canada the whole time. You know, at the beginning, and then we go back to my plant. We put our stuff together, try and build our 4P, it's called, and then from there we go back and they'd say, hey, you got to change this, you got to change that, you got a problem here. And I was in the maintenance, I was head of this maintenance department in the body shop where all the tooling was. For the 10 years they built Pinto.
That's when they went from clay to metal?
No, we went from metal. No, we ended up bringing the equipment into our plant, setting it up in our plant, and then we were doing tryouts, it's called, 4P.
Right.
And then go ahead and it's production, you know. And then you run into little snags here and there, you change them, you know. It started out as a 2-door, and then we put a kit in to build the 3-door, then we did the wagon, and then we did the cruiser. And all of these times, every time that we made a change, it was always on the fly, as they call it, you know, weekends. So,
long weekends.
Yeah, long weekends, yeah, 12-hour days. The first year when we retooled, we were down 9 months for retooling.
9 months.
And 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, except for Labor Day. We only worked 8. And I got my vacation in the day after Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving Day. And for 2 weeks, I went to Hawaii because I made so much money. I didn't have a dream to make that kind of money. But a lot of sweat, you know, 12 hours a day, 6 at night till 6:30 in the morning. We were tooling up for the Pinto.
Wow.
And they get a lot of bad rap, but it was a good car.
Oh, excellent car.
I know.
He was approved, right?
Yeah. I had one that was hit in the back at the 79. And I've had it 6 or 8 years, but I haven't fixed it. And when I saw this, I wanted to get it done to bring it here. And it's the first time I ever came to a Ford National.
Is it?
Yeah.
Me too. I came from California. So.
Yeah. I'm a Kaiser guy, and usually our Kaiser shows, I'd be going to them about this time every year.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Can you decipher a buck tag, what the numbers mean on it? Stuff?
No, I can't.
The tag in the door?
Yeah.
I got books that'll show you. I got books in the back of my car.
Not
you
the one that's under the hood.
No. On the tag in the door.
No.
But if that machine that made that tag broke down, I'd send the guy to fix it. You know,
okay.
As far as the production numbers and stuff like that, I really had nothing to do with it.
Well, I got it's a postal vehicle, and it's stamped postal unit on that tag. It's
That
on
could be.
It's on the core support.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was wondering, it's got CAL on the top of it. I was wondering if that designated it went to California, because it spent its life on the West Coast.
It could have. And that's a crazy thing. We built cars that went all over, and yet they had a plant in California, and they sent cars to Jersey.
Yes.
This was built in Jersey,
Yeah.
but it had California emissions.
Yeah. You're lucky it's not a Mary Kay car. It would have been pink.
Yeah.
We built them too.
And there's still some of those out there in California.
Yeah, I believe it.
Mary Kay Pinto?
You
Yes.
built Mary Kay Pinto?
Oh yeah, Mary Kay Pintos, Escorts,
Yeah. They were the...
and
I thought they
I don't
only
know about
built
the
in
pickups.
Lincoln, the big money stuff.
Yeah, is this the guy? But our plant originally started out as a Lincoln Mercury plant, and then we went to Falcon Comets, and then Mustangs and Comets, and then we went to Pinto Mustang, and we built Pintos and Mustangs. And in the end of the 3-month period, we stopped building Mustangs 100% and went to Pintos 100%. And we ran 11 hours a day and a half an hour for lunch, so... You know,
Is that because of the sales of the Pinto were higher than the sales in the Mustangs?
that's correct. The demand for Pintos was unbelievable.
Oh, they were.
What plant was this?
I was in the Metuchen plant. If you look at your tags,
That's where my 73 was
right?
built.
Okay. And what happened? Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you might know the story. It was a Metuchen assembly plant from Lincoln Mercury days, and in '82 they closed the Mawa plant, and they brought personnel from Mawa down to our plant, and gave early retirements to the older people from Metuchen. And then they changed the name of the plant to Edison Assembly Plant at that time.
Yeah, I just remember the tag when I bought the car new that had been made in.
And Metuchen is a little town. If you look on a map, it's a little. They call it the donut hole. Edison Township is all around it, and Metuchen is about a mile and a half square round. You know.
Yeah.
And the Edison plant is in the same Edison, New Jersey, where Thomas Edison had his electric light bulb.
Did you ever get up to the St. Catharines?
Pardon?
Did you ever get to the Canadian plant where they built the cars? Did you ever get up there?
Good.
That's
Does that answer it?
okay. My two came out of Canada.
Okay. When we were getting ready to put the tooling in our plant, you know, that they were doing the construction, I went up to Canada for 10 weeks. I used to go up there every year at shutdown, which was the last week in June, and spend 10 weeks up there. And the best thing for me was I'd get up there and I'd work July 1st, which was Canada Day.
Yeah.
And then I'd work July 4th, which was Independence Day. I got double time, plus the holiday. I got 10 hours, 12 hours double time, plus 8-hour holiday pay, plus 10% because I worked the night shift up there from 7 at night till 7:30 in the morning.
In other words, all your Christmas bills were paid right then and there.
Yeah.
Hey, and then some. Hey, I had little bats at the same time.
Well, another question. What was the percentages between the U.S. plants and Canadian plants that the cars built? Roughly.
We made more because we were making 100% Pinto. The Canadian plant built Pintos and Mavericks.
Really? Okay. All right.
Yeah, the Maverick was, and Mavericks were built in St. Thomas,
Okay.
outside of London, Canada.
Yeah, that's why I'm in St. Thomas. Yeah, I'm in
Right, St. Thomas,
Yeah.
and the Chicago.
Okay.
Where else? I don't know. I think St. Louis, but I'm not sure.
Another really stupid question. Where would you hide the build sheets on those cars? Inside the door, underneath the seats, underneath the rug? Does it depend on where the guy threw it at the time?
They weren't supposed to be hiding. They were supposed to take them up and throw them in the garbage.
Okay.
They would tape them. They had a teletype machine that
Yeah.
would print out the build sheet,
Yeah.
and then they would stick that to the windshield or to the body of the car
Yeah.
before the windshield, and it would go through the system.
Yeah.
And at some point in time, somebody's supposed to take that off and
Possibly.
recycle it. Some guys they recycle it, throw it in cars, you know.
Okay.
Oh, yeah? Well, some of them left them in the cars. I mean, there were some guys that left them in the cars so people would find them and stuff them under the trunk mats, you know.
Did you have anything to do with the design of the emblem itself?
Me? No.
Okay.
I was strictly, when I went to Ford, I was an electrician by trade. And then I went on salary as a maintenance supervisor. And that was my title, maintenance supervisor, plant engineering.
Okay, 'cause somebody said you were in the tooling and
Well,
like
I
that.
was involved in setting up all the tooling in our plant.
Okay.
And I would go to Canada, as I said, prior to us getting the tooling, I'd go to Canada and observe what they were doing. I couldn't work there in Canada because I didn't have a work visa. And I would observe what was happening and make notes and come back and say, hey, we got to do this, you got to change this here, you got to shorten the conveyor up, you got to make the hole deeper, lower, you know, that type of thing I was involved in. And I would assign the work to the men to get it done. And there was a fellow that would come from Detroit, or Dearborn actually, Henny Lorenz. He was the head engineer for the tooling. And he would give me a list of things that, you know, to be done for tomorrow morning when he came in. I went in at 6 o'clock at night. He would be going home. I'd have a list of things that he would want corrected. For the next morning, I'd have them done and, you know, and then continue on. And then after we were up and running, then we kept the plant running, you know, by fixing whatever broke.
Was there any major problems with the Pintos that when they came through and then you had to fix something on the line that actually got out in the field kind of thing?
The back windows in the hatchback's blown out when you slam the door shut.
Never heard that.
Never heard that.
Just a side note, I was at an indoor car show 2 or 3 years ago in Buffalo, and had one of the Canadian inspectors come through, and he says, my crew probably checked your car, and we were chatting about it. He says, before you slam the door shut, one of the windows would just go poof. So until they
I know
alleviated
they had problems with the Fairmont. But that would be if the glass didn't sit flat, if there was a burn or weld or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that wasn't a significant problem. I mean, you take the amount of cars that were built.
Yeah. Nothing there.
It was insignificant. Anytime they had a problem, we'd have, when they weld spot welds, they had two sets of guns. One set of guns were fixed, the other set would be on the top of the press or on the bottom, depending on the configuration.
I sell that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
You just put them together and you run the like this, and
then it welds.
Weld together.
And then there's times where you'll lose a weld, as they call it. Either the shunt will break, the adapter will break, and to keep production going, they would tie it off and continue building the vehicle. But then they would also have a pickup line, it was called, the welding pickup line. And one area was a pit, the other area was on top. And any of the spots that were missed would either be stick welded or fine wire welded. So.
Oh, okay. They'd be fixed after that point then.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Let's see what else I can tell you.
You said something about cruising wagons that were separate.
Oh yeah, They had a couple of separate. It's called build lines. You had in the body shop there were maybe 4 or 5 lines that the cars would go up and down. They would start out with a floor pan that was 3 pieces: the front structure, the center floor pan, and the rear floor pan. The rear floor pan came in pre-assembled. The center floor pan was just sheet metal. They put all the parts into the press, and the front end would go in, and they'd weld it all together one time. A press as big as this tent.
Wow.
You know, and once they did that, it would come up out of there, and they would shoot it out on the conveyor, and they put skids under it, which was a 4-inch I-beam on both sides of the car, and arms that hold it up. And they'd bolt that fast, and that would follow the car through. Then it would go from there, it would go to the welding booth, then to the floor pan jig, which was a gigantic 1.5 size of the car. And then they would bring the sides in, put the sides on, the back, lower back, the halo,
Top of it.
around the drip rail into the framing buck, and they would be welded all together. That built the structure of the car. Then it would come out of that, and then they would put the roof on, and they'd tack weld all the stuff that couldn't be done in the buck. The framing buck was the object was to weld the car together to get the structural integrity of the car and the dimensions. And once in a while, things would happen. The clamp would get bent or broken or something, so we'd shut it down, fix it, start over again. Many a times, the production people worked through lunch to make up the production that was lost, because at the end of the day, we had to have X amount of units. We always count.
Yeah.
So they went to the assembly, after assembly line, after the framing buck, the door fits, the hood, the trunk, all the white metal stuff. On the case of like the cruising wagon, because that was a station wagon, the rear quarter, that went off to the side, and they put the panels in, and I guess they got screwed on. Yeah, screwed on. They're screwed onto the windows.
Okay.
And then after that, they would go on the line, go through the E-coat, which was new for the Pinto.
Yeah.
They would submerge the car completely in electric static paint.
Okay.
Come out of the electric static paint, go through the sanding booth, the prime booth, and then paint. Out of the paint booth and oven, and then they would start getting it trimmed. Well, at one point along the way, the cruising wagons and the station wagons with the dynoc, with the wallpaper,
With the wallpaper.
would go off to the deadline.
Yeah.
And they would put the dynoc on it, and they would stripe it. The other cars that did have stripes, not too many of them had stripes. They had a jig. The moldings that were on the side, they had a jig that would go onto the car, would vacuum to hold it onto the car, and they'd push it in, and they had adhesive. They'd wipe it down with alcohol to clean any dirt off it, and put it on. That's how that was adhesed on. And then some of the stuff was just applique.
That's that tag that's on the course report. This is a serial number. Yeah. And I was wondering what See, this is what I didn't know whether that designated it went to California. It was white, had automatic transmission. I could get that.
I don't really know, to tell you the truth. That's a good question. But as a postal unit, you know, Ford got contracts to build for the postal, the Army.
The Army?
Oh, yeah.
Were Pintos made for the Army?
Yeah, they had military Pintos.
I guess we're gonna have to contact some of my friends and see if there's anything stashed in any of the old.
And the
What were
Con
the
Edison?
military Pintos? What did they do? What
just military cars, I guess. I don't know.
they were just regular Pintos, or they were made differently, or something?
A lot of things that people don't know that happened in '73, I guess it was. Tempos came out. 73.
71.
When was the Tempos? Yeah, maybe 71 around there. They put airbags in them.
In the Pinto.
In the
Tempos.
Tempos.
Okay.
I only know about the Tempos with the airbags. And those Tempos went to the GSA, Government Services
Association Administration.
And they kept track of those cars. And then when they sold them at auction, they had a record of it, and they kept track of who got those cars. And they kept track of the airbags. And this is before people even know the airbags was around. You know, I mean, it was just, you know, if you were lucky enough to have one that was an accident, used, you know, you had an airbag.
Huh.
But it wasn't sold as a car with airbags. But it was out there.
Yeah.
Oldsmobile had the same thing with the Tornado. The Tornado was the first GM car to come out with airbags, and the general public didn't know.
Well, that's cool.
Other than that, we had breakdowns where the conveyor would break down, you know, tires where they wouldn't mount, you know, all the normal problems that happens through mass production. But they were a hell of a car. Over the years, I had a lot of Pintos. I was on the A plan, as it was called at Ford.
An A plan?
A plan. We would buy the cars at a discount. We would not be able to trade a car in because the dealer wasn't making any money on us. So as a result, if you had a car and you wanted a new one, it was your responsibility to get rid of the old one. Well, I bought a lot of old ones from different guys that wanted to sell them. And I was selling them, use them for a while and sold them. I must have had 10 or 12 Pintos, a couple station wagons. Never had a cruising wagon because I would have kept that. But I had regular station wagons. The trick to making a station wagon dynock look good is real fine sand, steel wool. Brush it off and polish it with shoe polish.
The wood grain? Is
yeah,
that
it looks like brand new.
what? Steel wool and shoe polish.
Very fine steel wool.
Triple out steel wool.
Yeah, no soap. You know, just regular steel wool.
Yeah.
And that's how you can make a dynock. You know, you take it one side, you leave it in the sun, one side will turn white as crazy, and then the other side be halfway decent. Just steel wool, the whole dynock, and polish it with brown shoe polish. Make it look beautiful. You wax it with polish.
Where's Phil?
What else can I tell you?
I don't know. You guys got any questions?
Probably in our probably in our plant we had maybe 6 or 10 times the amount of portholes come to our plant, shipped to our plant, than we did build cruiser wagons. They were a hot pilferage item.
Pilferage. People used to take them home and.
Oh yeah, many people. You're saving the damnedest cars, but that was a hot item for pilferage.
What was another hot item?
Hood scoops on the Mercury, on the Mustangs.
Yeah.
They were a hot item. A funny story about that, in 1980, we were ripping down a booth in the back end of the plant. It was called the export booth, where they sprayed Cosmoline on the bottom side of the cars before they shipped them overseas. And we ripped that down, and inside of that was a 68 Mustang scoop with all the lights and everything. Somebody had it ready to go home and never got out of the plant. I ended up getting that. I have it home. But the plant was closed down, and we were ripping the booth down, and here it was. I said to the guard, "Hey, what's the story on this? Is this yours?"
See you later. Bye. It's great.
what else I can tell you about him. Had a lot of fun in Canada before it's dying. When I went to Canada.
I was always, well, I'm from Buffalo, New York, so.
Yeah, okay,
you know,
sure.
what did you do?